So, forgive me for this. One, I'm trialing out something new because I'm trying to actually learn how to use OBS to somewhat. So, when we do the streams, they can be of a better quality and things like that. Don't know why I'm saying it in a Dutch accent, but hey, there's the breaks. Um, uh, I wanted to do this because I actually wanted to, rather than just read the thing and have nothing visual, um, I wanted to actually, deliver to some extent. So, what we need to do is switch over to there. There. Damn it. Wrong way. Yeah. This is the main talking point I want to talk about because, yes, this is a gaming video. This is an impromptu one because I literally just saw the headline as I shot one of the other videos that I've done. And to me, this is a little disheartening. If I quickly switch over to it so I can have a look at it myself. So yeah, the E3, maybe as we know it, might be dead if it wasn't already. Because obviously we've seen that, there were always sort of big shows. And then, I think it was 2 years ago? Or no, sorry, last year, 2018. EA weren't there. They did events in London and in San Francisco to coincide with like Battlefield 5. And we had that infamous sort of the streams that sort of went weird and wrong and everything, and it was not a great sort of show. And let's be honest, this year's wasn't that great either. But everyone else, Sony didn't have a lot to show at their press conference, but they had one. Microsoft didn't show a lot, but they had one. Nintendo had their Direct. We had the PC show. We had Bethesda. We had Devolver. All the usual suspects. Then this year was the interesting one because Sony, I think Sony had some small floor presence on the booth, but no real big presence at all. EA, I think, were there as well, but again, they wanted to do sort of separate sort of fan sort of events that people could get to instead, rather than be part of this. And E3's had this identity crisis, I would argue, as to what it wants to be. And now with this leak, I'm more concerned about basically it's going to be the same as the games conventions that I've been to over the recent years. EGX, Gamescom sort of thing. Rather than being like industry events, which Gamescom to some extent actually still is, but the key thing with Gamescom is it was always so much industry, and then the public could sort of get their hands on it. That goes out the window now, I'm guessing. God, I hope I don't get copyright claimed by all this bloody Xbox banners on the outside. Please don't. I'm not trying to advertise Gears 5, it's just that's what's there. I can't really display the article otherwise. So it's just, looking through to it, the fact that the ESA is proposing the rebranding of the show to turn it into a, quote, fan media and influencer festival. It's like, oof. Yeah, as it says, this is from a leak pitch deck given to GameDaily.biz, which suggests possible new forms of E3 following member feedback. The core of it being, instead of it being industry only, to be more consumer faced, which is done anyway because there has been sort of consumer tickets gradually being released I think it was like a few thousand a few years back. Then it was 10,000 last year. And as it says, the membership's already approved a total of 25,000 tickets now, which is an increase of another 15,000 for the general public. However, this is when it gets concerning further down, where it says, as part of a change, the floor layout could be adjusted to accommodate 8 large stage-like experience hubs where people are able to watch influencers and celebrities playing video games. Is that what we do nowadays? Really? Is it? Is that what... I go to a convention to try and, like, play the things. Not to, you know, watch somebody else play the things. It's different if it's, like, an esports thing, but, like, oh, look, the example of, oh, look, the LA Lakers are playing NBA 2K21. You know, even if it was like a soccer player from one of the big teams over here doing the whole, you know, here they are playing FIFA, I'm going to be like, oh, that's nice. I'm not interested in that. It's a waste of space. Then the other interesting thing as well they're talking about, because to accommodate the influx of consumers, as it says, to try out the latest titles, an app could be used to register to play a time to actually play a demo, and that publishers could provide queue-tainment to advertise their wares to those waiting in line. I mean, let's be honest. At conventions, you're used to queues. They've got much better over spacing the queues for the demand for the product, because they have more stations than they maybe had available. I remember the whole furore that there was a few years back when Battlefront 2 was at EGX, and they had only 48 screens for something they knew was going to be under high demand because it's a dice game and everything. So the queues were basically 2 to 3 hours long. And they didn't realise that maybe they should have more screens. From what I remember from seeing the Call of Duty one, admittedly I saw it early, but I'm pretty sure with the screens that they had, there was maybe 64 screens at a go with like different game modes, which is way more time and way more space that actually can be used to do the stuff with. So, you know, I certainly registering times to play demos is maybe an actual good thing. And the queue-tainment, I mean, some of them do to some respect anyway. You know, the people that are sort of managing the lines do sort of chat with people that are interested in chatting. And sometimes when you have, I know with Assassin's Creed, you have like the people dressed up as the characters sort of in line and sort of making things out of it. It's an interesting little thing. And then, you know, as it says that they, you know, apparently members rejected the plans to make it strictly consumer only. Now the belief is, very much like it is with Gamescom, the first day of the show will be industry only. But there'll also be possibly, quote, exclusive / appointment only events for select attendees to create buzz and FOMO. Because FOMO has to now be a noun. FOMO. That's modern stuff. That's me being old, even though I'm 30. Whatever. See, I understand that because there was buzz behind Cyberpunk for the last 2 years at E3 because it was only for select attendees. That's already been done. I remember, even though it wasn't announced 3 years ago, or no, it might have even been 4 years ago. It was the last time EGX was at Earl's Court, which I think was 2014, 2015. I lose track of the dates. But randomly there, it wasn't even listed on the page as sort of being there. Tucked away on the Xbox stand was a tiny little room that was showcasing off Quantum Break. That must have been 2014 then, because that was when the Xbox One was launching, sort of around that time, 2014, 2015. So that seems about right. But they had it there, sort of being showcased as a not playable demo, but sort of a behind closed doors thing. You wouldn't know. Again, it wasn't sort of anywhere advertised. It wasn't in any of the leaflets or whatever as being available to see. It was just there. So that sort of did feel the same sort of way, even though anybody could queue up as long as I think they were the right age and whatever. There was an age restriction of it, as there obviously would be with Cyberpunk, and I'm pretty sure there was when they were doing live demo gameplay that people could watch of Witcher 3 back in 2015, I think that would be. Maybe in 2014 as well, come to think of it. I lose track. And then it's like some of the other stuff as well. ESA trying to look at the power of social good. Social good efforts to attract influencers and celebrities that would offer, quote, validation, attention, and excitement across media outlets beyond the video game space, and try and use to store positive chits of future use among consumers, which could be cashed in against the like of negative video game stories. Problem is, how much of that is going to be spin? And no doubt NBA 2K20 was on the show floor at E3 with the whole loot box / gambling mechanics, which even involve sort of like fruit machine style appearances, which have caused it negative. They probably didn't show that at the thing, so it's like, what's trying to be shown? Also, they're trying to organise paid media partnerships with major outlets like CNBC, so it can control content and the message. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is the press will try and do it if they can find a way to make a disadvantage. Oh, they will. We know they will. We know. My take on the matter. Switch. My take on the matter is, I'm concerned as to where this is going, because to me it seems less like they're trying to make it an industry thing, and more like they're trying to get much more mass media attention, because they're rightfully so, they should get mass media attention. It's a big billion-dollar industry. But my issue is trying to reach out to, I don't know, if you want to call it the casuals, rather than the hardcore people that are already invested in this stuff and pay attention to the streams and the announcements and the news that come in, which are probably the people that are going to go to E3 anyway if they open it up more so to the public than they have done. You're not going to have somebody going, oh, well, while I'm in LA to go to Disney World. Is it Disney World or Disneyland? I can't remember what the names are. I think it's Disney World. I will also go to E3. It's not going to attract the sort of casual audience, and when we've seen it on the mainstream sort of stuff when they have done it, like, oh, here's the latest gameplay of something that's been shown on Jimmy Fallon. It just seems it's sort of treated in such sort of a like, ooh, let's pay attention to this sort of thing. Not that they sort of actually give a damn. We've seen it in the wrestling over recent days and weeks when the Fox News people have to talk excitedly, or sorry, not Fox News, but like the Fox Sports presenters on NFL coverage talking so excitedly about WWE SmackDown coming to Fox. They clearly don't know what they're talking about. And there's going to be a lot of content of stuff at E3 that is going to only cater to very niche people. Some people only like sports games. Some people don't even like sports games. They only like driving simulation games. So, while they might like a Forza 8, because I'm guessing that'll be the next one, maybe, they won't be interested in a FIFA 21. You know, because I'm looking ahead to next year as to when this stuff, because there will be a FIFA 21. Unless they really want to screw things up and there isn't a FIFA 21, because there will be a FIFA 21. So if you're only catering to that, you know, there are very, very few, I would say, that are trying to be broad and are actually interested in multiple games. I hope that I am considered that category. You know, I'm interested in action adventure, I'm interested in puzzle, I'm interested in sports, I'm interested in mystery, I'm interested in sort of building style construction games, you know, like a Minecraft or, you know, a Dragon Quest Builders or anything like that. I'm interested in old school stuff like Isaac and Messenger and things like that. I'm interested in new, interesting sort of directions that things might take. With, don't know what would be a good equivalent of that. Maybe House Flipper. I don't know. I wouldn't say. I guess that's because that's sort of a Sims spin-off, maybe. But then also at the same sort of the as well, more of the ones making a comeback, which I guess the most sort of example would be the Telltale style text adventure sort of choose your own adventure style games, all that sort of stuff. I hope I sort of am a broad thing. We know that there can be broad appeal as well. Look at how successful the Wii was. But that's because it realised that with its motion controls, the demographic could be, we can use this as a motion thing. Nothing really can do that. The only time we've seen it used sort of properly so far in this current generation with the Switch was 1-2 Switch, which was a glorified party game. We haven't seen sort of a Wii Sports equivalent where you can actually use, you know, the accelerometers and the thing to do something with. We've only seen it do that to milk a cow, and it's like, yeah, is that what it's really about? So I can see why ESA are trying to do it, but it also depends on the people actually bothering to deliver stuff that will make it an enjoyable experience. If companies bring out stuff that is very run of the mill or don't come at all, with similar to what happened with Sony and EA to some extent, this past year, nothing's going to change with E3. However, if we get sort of experiences and games and whatever that entice everybody, be they be the hardcore or the casual, which may happen with the new console launches, because something's got to happen with it. Something's got to be the thing that is the mainstream, everybody must have it, because that sort of is what the Wii was. And we never really had it with the Wii U, the PS4, or the Xbox One. It wasn't that sort of must-have commodity for a general person. It was something that was for really just for the gamer. It wasn't for your mum or your dad, or the general sort of person, or as a distraction toy for the kids. Because you want to put them in front of a TV, but you don't just want them watching cartoons all the time. Back in the day when we were around and when we did that, it was sort of entertaining. Anyway, that's all your lot from me. I'll think of something to do for the next one. Check out all the other content. AJ's movie reviews and verses, my snack stash, and other gaming stuff like this. Hopefully you like the format of this video, even if it's a little bit longer than usual. And hopefully it doesn't get demonetized. If it does, apologies to Owen, but I have to work out how to do that, maybe on a future format and whatever. Maybe just in a text document, I don't know. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.